hi there. It is Saturday, September 27th. This is Energy for the Week, Sunday, September 28th through Saturday, October 4th, I think. And I'm going to, one little caveat, I feel like I got a little bit of a mixed bag. I'm not 100% that this is definite energy just for this week. A couple things semi-floated in. The first was that I did feel like tomorrow and Monday, bless you, Gigi, goodness. Bless you, Gigi, goodness. Tomorrow and Monday, it feels a little bit collective, anxious, uncomfy. There was a sense of wondering if it was the anxiety of leading into whatever this thing is that is scheduled on Tuesday, that a lot of people are like, oh, is this really like this meeting could have been an email the way that it's now being reported? Or is there something else going on? Right now, with checking in on the week, I actually did not get anything specific to what Tuesday feels like. I'm going to see if I get anything in like my just main meditation today. For me, I just want to be clear, for me, a lot of times if I try to ask specific questions about specific people or specific circumstances, I may not get anything. I very much more get whatever I'm going to get whenever I'm going to get it and however my guides feel like I want to get it. So I do not always get something that way. So I know sometimes people will go, are you getting anything about this or have you asked about that? It doesn't always work that way for me, at least not yet. I always say not yet because there have been times where I've been proven wrong because I've said no, it doesn't, and then suddenly something will happen to prove me wrong. So that being said, right now I'm not getting anything really specific for Tuesday, just the feeling of anxiety and intensity on a collective level tomorrow and Monday, which could be leading into that not knowing what's coming. Separate from that, I did see what appeared like a very large airliner, like I don't even know what sizes or what numbers and everything, but a very large airliner, maybe even an Airbus, very long, very large tube that was on the tarmac. And it gave me this sense of like not leaving the tarmac. So figuratively or symbolically, do we hear about something being grounded? Do we hear about flights canceled? Do we hear about like something's never leaving the tarmac? Was the feeling with it? I did not get a sense of like, oh no, danger, be worried. Just something in the news about flights not leaving like they're supposed to, never leaving the tarmac. Is there something with an airline? Canceling flights, something's been grounded. It kind of felt like in that area to the best of the way I can describe the sense that came with it. And then there was also a feeling at the end of the week that felt like Friday into Saturday that felt uncomfy, like it actually made my stomach kind of clench up, kind of uncomfy. And I want to make sure that I preface this with saying I cannot say that I got this in a way that I would know that they're related. But after feeling the uncomfy stomach clench, again, not knowing it's related or not, I got a feeling like it may not be too long before we get like some sort of explosive like news, I don't even know that I want to say whistleblower, like some sort of explosive evidence, some scandal and explosive was the way it came out. I feel like it's Walter, she's not eating your food, but I feel like it's more likely to not be document releasing related at this point. That's coming, but I don't know that that the way that this felt was like, holy cow, There could be a tie to what happened on the 10th. Could be. I mean, we keep getting little drops and drips of things that are just... I hate that we now live in a world where I feel like I can see some potential conspiracies. It is not how I operate. I just hate that we now exist in a place where that's the case, because nothing adds up and makes sense, and it all looks like BS. But there was something that felt like, wow, bombshell. That was another word that came up. Explosive, scandal, bombshell. Could be related to that, but I can't place that 100%. It kind of feels like it might be. Kind of saying it out loud, it kind of feels like it might be. So something that's a little more like, in your face. Wow. That, I think that's everything I have for the week at the moment. If I get more in meditation, like I said, about what's coming up on Tuesday, I will let you know. The whole bring all of them together in the same place at the same time, because that seems really brilliant. The other thing I wanted to ask is, anybody else having trouble sleeping? Because I'm like, it's so rough out here, guys. It's so rough out here. I know. My husband will go, you asked for this. It's like, you wanted to be sensitive to energy. It's been more than a month now. I think I've had 2 full nights sleep in over a month. Gigi, shh, Gigi, you're safe, honey. I generally sleep more than I don't. It's not that I don't wake up. It's not that I don't toss or turn, but like I fall back to sleep. I usually fall asleep quite easily. That's not happening. And when I say I'm not sleeping well, like last night, I woke up just before somewhere between 2:15, 2:30. When I looked at my phone, it was 2:30, but I hadn't been up for very long. And I did not fall back to sleep until almost 6. And it's been that way for a while. I've had nights where I've woken up at 2 or 3 a.m. and never do fall back to sleep. I have nights where I wake up, the night before I woke up at 12:30. That time I think I did fall back to sleep before 2, so that wasn't too bad compared to what's been going on. Is anybody else having trouble sleeping? I don't know what's going on, and it's been weeks and weeks. And there are times where I'm getting really punchy and goofy and silly because I'm exhausted. It's like the over energized because I'm so tired. So anyway, let me know how you're doing. I hope you're all sleeping better than I am. Yeah, and I did find, so I wanted to also mention, anybody who stuck around this long, check my stories. I'll put it in there again to go for another day. Yesterday in my video, I had said that I had like voice memo conversation with somebody, and I was like, was it about the document release stuff? Or, oh wait, no, was it about the revolt against number 2 once he's in place? And like, I got myself confused. There was one that is a voice memo that actually has to do with the revolt, and not having a cult following for number 2, that I am trying to edit to cover the words that shouldn't be said on here. It's really rough. I'm going to try to play with it more, and I'll figure out how I release that, so that it doesn't get taken down, and that I get out what I want. But I also then, I had one in my drafts that has to do with the document stuff. I posted that yesterday, but I didn't realize when you put it in your drafts and timestamp it, I had done it on 9/15. I didn't realize that when you release that, it actually puts it in your algorithm, like your own page on that date, which is great because I wanted it to keep the date and be date and time stamped for when I had put that information together. But I didn't realize it doesn't kind of like post as it's new. So it's just hanging out down there. I'll put it in my stories again though, so that you can see it. Cause I think last time I checked, I had like 20 views on it, and I was like, okay, well that's a little bit less than usual. So, yeah, so there's that. But, okay, this is really long. Thanks for anybody who stuck around this long, and I hope to be back soon. Thanks, bye.